Hello and welcome back to Goals Galore and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my final championship table predictions after the last 8 games are played. Of course, I made my table predictions at the start of the season. I'll react to them ones at the end of the season. But of course, we've just finished the international break now, so I thought perfect time to give my final championship table predictions. As always, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and also let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Your 1 to 24, here's mine. We're going to begin at the bottom of the table. There's so much to play for, top, middle and bottom of the championship, so we're going to start though at the bottom. 24th place, Rotherham United. It's been a really poor season for Rotherham, the Millers, this season. Around Christmas time I thought, okay, they can definitely survive, but recent weeks, since the turn of the calendar year, they have been absolutely awful, and I can't see them picking up many more points in the last 8 games either. So for me, Rotherham United back down to League One. 23rd, I've gone for Birmingham. Now this is where it gets interesting. Here on up, Rotherham was a certainty, but now anywhere from here on up, anything can happen in any order. 23rd, I had gone for Birmingham. If I had Tony Mowbray till the end of the season, I think they'd stay up. But Gary Rowett, he didn't have a good start to the season with Millwall, ended up getting sacked, and now he's come in for the last 8 games with Birmingham with a group of players he doesn't know. Yes, he's had the international break, but for me, I can't see Birmingham staying up this season. They're always flirting around the bottom of the championship, and I think this time their fate will be sealed and they'll have next season in League One. And in 22nd, the final relegation spot, I've gone for Blackburn Rovers. Another interesting call, but for me, Blackburn Rovers just draw too many games recently since John Eustace has come in, and yeah, I can't see them surviving. They've got really tough running between now and the end of the season. I struggle to see where the points are going to come from for Blackburn. So for me, they'll go down with Birmingham and Rotherham this season. 21st place, just surviving the drop, I've gone for Huddersfield Town. Now, I feel like they've just about go over the line, where it be goal difference or by a single point. I think it's going to be very close between them and Blackburn and Birmingham, of course. There's not going to be a lot in it. There's not a lot in it right now. But for me, Huddersfield just about over the line. They've got a decent squad, and, they've all been put together recently to get a few results. They're capable of it. I think they will just about survive this season. 20th, I've gone for Plymouth. Once again, it's going to be close. It's not going to be far and away clear this season for Plymouth Argyle. Of course, Steven Schumacher, when he was in charge, they looked like they were going to be fine. But since Ian Foster's come in, they have looked very shaky. But looking at Plymouth's running, I do think there's enough winnable games in there for them to stay in the championship for next season. 19th, Stoke City. Now, same reason as Plymouth. It's not going to be a clear survival for them. I do think it'll be down to the final day for Stoke to survive. But I do think the quality in that squad, if they can just all pull together for 8 more games, they'll be fine. Out of the bottom lot, they definitely have the most quality in their squad. And, a good manager in Steven Schumacher, he's shown that at Plymouth. But you just got to get the results now. They've got a favourable run in. I think Stoke will just about be fine. But this season has been one big scare for the Potters. 18th place, I've gone with Sheffield Wednesday. Now, this would be absolutely incredible because start of the season, I think they went, 12 games without picking up a single point. And that's just unheard of at the championship level. And then to potentially survive at the end of the season, wow, credit to Danny Roll if he does keep them up. And I think he will. Sheffield Wednesday have been a really tough side to play against, both home and away. And looking at the run-in, there's definitely a few winnable games in there. So for me, Sheffield Wednesday stay up. In 17th, I've gone for Watford, the Hornets. Now, it would have been higher if they kept Ishmael. They've got one of the hardest run-ins left in the league. And 48 points might just be their saviour this season. Tom Cleverley, very inexperienced manager. And, I'm not too sure how this could go. I can get this prediction completely wrong. But for me, a tough run-in, inexperienced manager. I don't know where the points are going to come from for Watford. I can see them slipping down the table, but I can't see them being in big trouble to go down this season. Watford to be fine, just about. In 16th, I've gone for QPR. In recent weeks, I've seen enough to make my mind up that Cifuentes have got this squad playing well, and they've got enough leaders in that squad to get them over the line. Begovic, Steve Cook, Colback, Willock, Chair, the list goes on. They've got quality in that side. And to be honest, I don't know how they've got themselves into this mess. Of course, before Mick Beale left last season, they were top of the championship. And then as soon as Ainsworth come in as well, after Critchley, it all just fell apart for QPR. But hopefully next season they'll be in the championship. I think they will. And next season they could push for mid-table. I think they'll be fine this season and stay up. 15th place, I've gone for Millwall. Neil Harris, since he come in, I didn't think he'd do a good job. But he's proven me wrong. That's what I love to see. And yeah, they'll be fine this season, Millwall. They've already shown that they've got the grit and determination to grind results out. And Millwall will be in the championship next season. I'm almost certain of it. The run-in is favourable. Definitely some winnable games in there, both home and away. And for me, Millwall will be fine. 14th place, I've gone for Bristol City. Mid-table place for them. I can't see them being in the danger from the teams below them. I think they'll be a few points clear of Millwall and away from that pack of the table. For me though, Bristol City, Liam Manning, very inconsistent since he's come in. I do like him. I think next season they could be on to something very special. At times this season, Bristol City look really good. At times they look absolutely dreadful. So it's a mix, and I think 14th for them to finish the campaign. But next season, they could be on for a playoff push. 13th place, I've gone for Cardiff City. Now, yes, bias aside, I do think they'll slip off a little bit. They had a really good start to the season, and then they did slip off midway through. They've recently picked their form back up before losing the derby, and I think that really will hit them hard, which is why in the final few games I can see them losing quite a few and slipping down the table a little bit. So bottom half finish for Cardiff. In 12th place, I've gone for Sunderland. They started the season with a lot of optimism after last season's playoff finish. But of course, the season has just gone downhill. But I do think they've got enough favourable fixtures to end the season well, not get dragged into a relegation battle, and just hold their position in 12th and finish there and go again next season with a new manager to be appointed in the summer. 11th place, I've gone with my team Swansea. The run-in looks very favourable. We're on the rise. I think the whole fan base now is behind current manager Luke Williams. It is an exciting time and we're building for next season. We've got the easiest run-in on paper in the division, and if we can just pick up a few wins, I do think we'll be fine. And then it's all about building for next season. Luke Williams has already stated how important it is, and I really do think the group of players is behind Luke Williams, and of course a lot of players in the current squad have got their contracts run up in the summer, so a lot to play for their new contract. For me, the Swans will climb to 11th and have a top half finish this season. In 10th place, I've gone for Middlesbrough. They didn't really start the season the best. It's been very inconsistent this season after a really good season last season. I think the recruitment in the summer looked better than what it actually was and turned out to be. For me, Middlesbrough will hold on to 10th and nothing more from there. It's a pretty difficult run-in as well, but I think they've got enough in that squad to finish strongly and start next season on the bright side. 9th place, here and upwards, we've got the playoff chasers, and of course Preston 9th place. I think they will finish there because I look at the teams above them and I don't think Preston are better side than them, and I look at the teams below them and I think Preston definitely are capable of finishing above them. They've got quite a favourable run-in now towards the end of the season, and in that squad they have started to turn it around. Mid-season there was a point where a lot of the fans of Preston were against Ryan Lowe. It looked like he would get sacked around December, January time, but he has turned it around. Fair play to him, and I do think Preston will finish strongly. 9th place, I think they'll definitely take that. 8th place, I've gone for Coventry. Now this is going to be really, really close to see who ends up getting 6th place. For me, it's between Norwich, Hull and Coventry, and for me, finishing the lowest out of them three is going to be Coventry City. They've got a very good squad, of course. In the summer they lost Harmer, Gyökeres as well. They held on to Callum O'Hare, but of course he will only come back from injury around October, November time, I'm pretty sure it was. So under Mark Robins this season, Coventry didn't start off well. For me, Coventry will finish 8th. A good season nevertheless, and a FA Cup semi-final to look forward to. In 7th, for missing out on the playoffs for the skin of their teeth, I've gone for Hull City. What a squad they have, what a season they're having, and I don't think they'll make it this season. But if they recruit like they did in January and last summer, again this summer, which I think they will, then next season they really could be a dark horse, not just for the playoffs, but for the automatic spaces. Hull, of course, their fans have been through a lot the last few years, going down to League One, going back up to the Championship, but they really are on the rise. For me, I don't think they'll get in the playoffs. The team in 6th, I do think will get there, are Norwich, and I think it's going to be so close. Norwich, for me, though, recently, they've started to string together a lot of really good performances, and they've got the results with it as well. The scoring goals are fun. It's a team playing with a lot of confidence, and I think Norwich will end up playing in the playoffs and cementing their place in 6th. 5th place has been nailed on for what feels like the whole season. West Bromwich Albion, I think, will finish there. A really good side this year. Under Carlos Corberán, they've been playing very nice, attractive football. A lot of quality players in there as well. And I think they'll have a good end to the campaign as well. And excited to see what they can do in the Championship playoffs. 4th place, I think Southampton will finish there. Of course, they had a really good season until about end of January, February time, where they start to slip up a little bit, and since then they haven't really been the same Southampton side that we're all used to. They've started to concede quite a few goals now, and for me, I don't think they're going to finish the season as strong. They've got, I think, the top 3 to play in the last 8 games, which isn't easy, and I can't see them winning any of them because they're all away from home. For me, Southampton will finish 4th, still a very good finish in the season, but it will have to be the playoffs for the Saints. 3rd place, and this is where it gets really interesting, but I have just gone for Ipswich Town to finish there. I think they've had an incredible season, but I just don't think they will be able to catch up to Leicester or Leeds. I think they will definitely drop some points between now and the end of the season, and when I look at Leicester and Leeds, I can't see them dropping any points, or many at least, between now and the end of the season. What a season it's been for Ipswich. In my original predictions, I predicted them something like 17th. That would have been a good season for them. But 3rd place, who saw this coming? And if Ipswich go up to the Premier League this season via the playoffs, that's an incredible job that McKenna has done, of course. For me, though, Ipswich will finish 3rd in the playoffs and have 2 playoff semi-finals against rivals Norwich. In 2nd and 1st place then, I've gone for Leeds and Leicester, of course, but which order? I think Leeds will finish 2nd, meaning Leicester to win the league. Let's talk about Leeds first. What a season. What a season under Daniel Farke. Of course, the quality in that team is unbelievable. A lot of people at the start of the season tipped them to finish top. For me, I went 2nd and I put Leicester top, so I'm sticking to that, my top 2. I'm sticking for it for the final 8 games. Leicester do have a game in hand, albeit same points tally as Leeds, and Leeds currently sit top of the tree on goal difference. It's going to be very close between now and the end of the season, but for me, Leeds, I think, will finish 2nd. And my champions of the Championship this season are going to be Leicester City. Whether they can break a points tally is to be unseen yet, but I think they have a really good chance of it. Incredible season. Yes, they slipped up a little bit. I think the final 8 games, if they regain that form from the start of the year, they'll be absolutely fine and going into the Premier League next season full of confidence. Of course, the squad is an absolute joke. Let's make no mistake about it. The likes of Dewsbury Hall, Harry Winks in there. We've gone for ages to name absolutely every player. In the reserves as well, it's an absolute joke Leicester have the squad depth in there. And Maresca deserves huge credit as well. Fantastic job he's done there. And for me, my champions of the league this season. Well then guys, they are my final 1 to 24 predictions for the Championship. 8 games left to go. How will it end? For me, that's how it will end. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys think it will end. I'm very intrigued to know. And if you disagree or agree on any of my opinions, be sure to let me know in the comments down below also. And I'll see you in the next one very soon, guys. Don't worry, it will be very soon because we've got so much content to bring you for the Championship, the Euros, the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup. We're all here on Goals Galore. So I'll see you very soon in the next one very soon, guys. Take care. Good.